Hey everybody, it's Vicky with Dementia with Grace. Today we're talking about the concept of everything has a natural end. Now, I searched that on Google and it turns out that not everything does have a natural end. Time does not have a natural end, time does not have a natural beginning, that kind of thing. So I am now revising my statement to say what I do believe is true, that every behavior has a natural end. Every behavior has a natural beginning, it has an impetus, usually, and every behavior has a natural end. Now, I believe that to be true because in the last 26 years of service to folks with dementia, this is what I have found to be true. There is a reason why almost all behavior starts. Some of it, you can't ever find the exact reason why it started. What was the starting point? But usually it has something to do with an unmet need. Either everything is too loud, everything is too quiet, there is a need, an unmet need to go to the bathroom, there's an unmet need to go home, there's an unmet need to go to work, there's an unmet need. Now I have a whole video on that and I will try to link it down below or up here or over here or somewhere. It'll be somewhere. About behavior being because of an unmet need. But what I want to focus on today is the fact that all behavior has a natural end. Now, it may go on and on and on and on, and you may not believe that this is true. You may say, oh no ma'am, not in my situation. My mother asked 1,000 questions, one after the other, about some mundane thing, about when are we having lunch? When are we having lunch? Is it time for lunch? Are we going to eat here? Are we going to eat out? Are we going to eat the leftovers? Are we making something new? I mean, there's these, copious amount of questions about lunch, for instance. Or there's a behavior of, patting, and it's this. Now I have bracelets that add to the rhythm of mine, but there's something going on, or she's picking at something on her face, or daddy is up and down, up and down, up and down, in and out of the door. They're taking clothes out of the closet and putting them on the bed, or they're, whatever, fill in the blank. I bet if you're watching this video, you have a behavior that you are praying has a natural end, right? So you have something there to fill in the blank. I'm just giving you some examples. And it gets on our nerves. It gets on our nerves. And we're like, oh, would she please go to sleep? Would he please just sit down and watch one episode of Andy Griffith and let me, do whatever I need to do? There's this feeling, this need for you, an unmet need for you to have an end to that behavior. It will end, I promise you. Now, it may end because the need is met. Maybe they're bored and you get them engaged in something, and because that need is met, then that interrupts that behavioral loop and they end the behavior and start doing something else. Now, they may start doing another behavior, and so we have to, figure out what to do to meet that need, to get that behavior stopped. But every behavior has a natural end. Sometimes it's because they have slipped down into another stage. For instance, in stage 4, you see a lot of, if there's paranoia that's going to exist either because of the type of dementia they have or because of some psychosis that's happening in any of the dementias, they might believe that their husband is having an affair, let's say. That behavior would naturally end when they slip down to 5 or lower, and they don't understand that there's a connection, that person is their husband, that there is another woman that even exists. There's lots of ways that behavior gets cut short. So there are reasons that mitigate those behaviors. There are things that happen. There are things that we can do to interrupt the behaviors, and there's things that just happen and they resolve the behavior. So I will link down below the behaviors because of an unmet need video, because I believe that it's important to understand that, and I talk about that concept very in great detail in that video. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm very responsive to the comments, if it's just a statement or if it's a question. And if you don't have anybody that you can count on that understands what you're going through, please come over to Facebook and join our group. I get lots of requests because people have watched a YouTube video and they've come over and then they've told us, oh, I'm so glad I found y'all. I'm so glad, just reading, sometimes they don't even contribute. They don't even ask a question, but just they can read all the other questions that have been posed and therein find their answer. It's just a great place to vent, to get answers, to share answers, just to get an arm around the shoulder to say, hey, I'm there, or I've been there, and I know how you feel. And it's just great to have, there's a lot of motivational speakers now that talk of tribes and finding your tribe. We have a tribe over there of people that are taking care of other people with dementia, and they want to be helpful to you too, and seek your help. So come on over there. There's a link down below in the description box that would take you to Facebook. It's called the Dementia with Grace Caregiver Support Group, and the link is right down here in the description, okay? All right. So I'm glad to be of assistance today and tell you that every behavior has a natural end, so you can hang your hat on that, and you know that eventually all of this that's driving you crazy is going to come to a natural end, okay? All right. I'll see you in the next video. Love y'all. Bye. Mwah.